Hello friends, it is Stacia and welcome back to my channel. So today we will be wrapping up the month of July, and I had a decent reading month. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, but I was also super busy because it was my birthday. So I had family and friends coming in and out of town, so that is also a thing. But without further ado, we would just jump in. As per usual, we'll go through my haul first. This month I actually did buy myself a couple books for my birthday, and yeah, so first we'll go over my book of the month box. The first book I got was The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I am planning on doing a reading vlog reading this book, so be on the lookout for that at some point. And then I also got You're Invited, which is apparently really like the same vibes as The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which I haven't read yet, but I am excited. I've heard good things about this. And then the two books that I bought myself for my birthday were Delia Green Doesn't Care, which is a sapphic romance, and then Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And I don't know what anything is about, but I've heard amazing things, so I'm excited. And then now we'll go on to the books that I was gifted from friends or gifted from like publishers or things like that. So the first book I got from that was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren is definitely a hit or miss for me, but I've heard good things about this book, and I actually really love this cover. They like redid the cover and I love it. So I am hoping to read this one soon. Then I also got My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I have It Happened One Summer up there by Tessa Bailey, which I have not read yet, so I need to jump on this and that one. Then I got Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I've heard amazing things about this series, and I do just need to start it. And then I also got Traitor and Thief, which is books 1 and 2 in the Locksley Prep series by Hattie Jude. I've actually already read all 3 books in this trilogy, but my friend Rylan knew that I love the book so much, so she decided to gift me the first 2 books for my birthday, which I'm definitely going to be doing a reread at some point and tabbing these babies up because I love these books. I just think they're so good and I just love them. And then from publishers, I got Nobody's Princess, which is a historical romance. And then I also got A Remarkable Rogue, which is also historical. I am planning on also doing a historical romance reading vlog at some point, but we'll see when that happens. Then I got The Seaplane on Final Approach. I have no clue what this book is about, but there's this. Then I got Twice a Quinceañera. Also not sure what it's about. And then the last book that I got was More of You by A.L. Jackson. I've heard amazing things about this author, but this is a bit of a bigger one for a romance especially. It's over 400 pages. So not sure when I'll get to this one, but I do want to get to it soon. I believe this book published a while ago in 2018, but I think it got republished, maybe with a new cover. Not sure, but yes, I am excited for this one. So those were all of the books that I was bought and gifted. So now we'll go into some quick stats. So in the month of July, I read 11 books, and that came out to 2,911 pages. My genres were 8 romance and 3 thrillers. And my format breakdown was 8 ebooks, 3 physical books, and then 2 of those were like an audio mix at some point. So that's the stats, and now we'll just go ahead and jump in. I'm actually going to go through all of the physical books that I read first, because all of these books are actually in a vlog that should be coming out shortly before this or shortly after this, not sure. But so we'll go into that. So the first one I read was The Silent Patient. And I gave this book 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This is about a therapist whose name is Theo. And there's this girl named Alicia who murders her husband, or is suspected of it, and then just stops talking. So Theo thinks that he can help her to talk again, and it's very twisty. Then I read Dead to Her by Sarah Pinborough. I gave this book 2 stars. This is about 2 married couples. One is like more newly married and the other ones have been married for a couple of years. So the new wife, Keisha, is new to the scene. She's different from the rest type of thing, and our other point of view, Marcy, has been around for a little bit, but she also didn't have the easiest time coming into this world because both of their husbands are on the wealthier side. So it's just a lot of drama, but like I said, I gave it 2 stars. Wasn't exactly for me. And then the last book I read for that vlog was The Ballerinas, which I also gave 2 stars. This is about our main character, Delphine. We follow her in the present day, but we also follow her like kind of growing up, so it follows a couple different timelines. But basically when she was younger, she was a ballerina, and now she's come back to the school that she used to attend as a choreographer. She's catching up with old friends, stuff like that. But yeah, gave this 2 stars. So if you want to know any of my like more specific further thoughts on these 3 books, then I'll leave the vlog, or yeah, the vlog above and below for you to check out if you would like. Now we will go into the other 8 books, which are all ebooks. So the first ebook I read was The Devil You Know by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. So this follows our 2 main characters, Ben and Gemma. They are both lawyers working at the same firm, but they don't really like each other. They definitely started on the wrong foot. Gemma is trying to climb her way to the top to make partner at this firm, and suddenly they are thrown together to have to work on this project together. So it's kind of forced proximity. They're trying to work together. There's a lot of issues with that, obviously, since they don't like each other. But I ended up giving this book 4.5 stars. I really liked both of our main characters, Jem and Ben. Watching them like bond and break down each other's walls was just so much fun. Super enjoyed watching them together, and I loved their connection. I actually loved the like workplace setting. I thought this really worked for them. So yeah, I gave that 4.5 stars. Then I read The Unmatchmakers by Jackie Lau, and I gave this book 4 stars. It was a really quick summer read. It follows our 2 main characters, Leora, I think is how you say her name, and Neil. Both of their moms are really close friends, and they just bought like a lake house type of situation. So they all go to this lake house to just celebrate having it, I guess. And this is the first time that Neil and Leora have seen each other in such a long time. Sparks fly, yada yada. So like I said, gave this book 4 stars. It was super enjoyable. It was a lot more drama than I anticipated, and it wasn't between our 2 main characters, but Leora's mom is like very particular on how she wants things, and Leora doesn't fall into that category. So there's a lot of tension and drama there, and her mom also doesn't really want her to fall in love based on like previous instances that she went through. So there's just like a whole lot of drama there, but I actually really did like our 2 main characters. I do wish we got more about like maybe their childhood together. We got like bits and pieces of it, but since they grew up together, since their moms have been friends forever, I wish we got a little bit more from that. But all in all, I did enjoy it. The next book I read was On One Condition by Kay Bromberg, and this follows our 2 main characters, Ledger and Asher. And this is like a second chance romance. When they were teenagers, Ledger and Asher really hit it off, but Ledger is the son of a billionaire, and he's now a billionaire himself, and Asher was kind of more of like a small town girl. They met when his family was on vacation, and yeah, they were basically the one who got away based on lots of circumstances that happened. Gave this book 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I loved Ledger as a character, trying to understand him and how he was feeling, what had happened in the past that made them break apart and never come back together. It was very sad, but it was also like very interesting to see. I thought Asher was also a very great character. She's very strong-willed, wanted to protect herself, wanted to protect her heart, which makes a lot of sense, like after you know everything that has happened. But I really liked them together. There was a little bit of miscommunication, but I feel like the way that was handled, it was handled really quickly, which I really enjoyed. So gave that 5 stars. Then I read Sick Crush by Alta Hensley, and yeah, also enjoyed this one. This is a taboo romance between a principal and a student. Yeah, I don't really want to say much about this book because I feel like it would spoil it, and I feel like it's better going into this knowing nothing. But I gave this book 4 stars. It was super fun, really spicy, a lot of drama, lots of things that I actually wasn't expecting, which I guess if you read the synopsis and you know what the book is about, then it won't come as a shock to you. But because I didn't and I just dove in, like, some things were shocking to me. But it was a super quick read, super easy to get through. And yeah, I thought our main character, Corinne, was very... She's kind of all over the place, but it makes sense in the end why she is the way she is. And Mr. D, the principal, was also a very interesting character. But overall, I really liked it. Loved the spice. It was a fun time. Then I read a short novella called The Crash by Skye Warren and Amelia Wilde. So this novella is super short, under 100 pages. And it's just basically an introduction to what I believe will be a new series. So I give it 4 stars. It was just a fun novella. Follows our 2 main characters, Carter and June. June is a photographer who has been hired to go to this island to take photos, obviously. And Carter is a professor who also is a pilot, so he was hired to bring her to the island. So they're flying there, and and then something happens with the plane and they end up stranded on this island, and that's pretty much all I could tell you because it's like a 60-page book. Next, I read The I Do-Over by Samantha Chase. This book is a second chance romance between Knox and Maddie. So basically what happens here is when they were younger, they basically eloped without telling anyone, and then decided to tell their parents, and everything kind of blew up in their face. So they got separated at a young age, and then it's like 20 years later, and Maddie is reaching out to Knox to kind of get that closure because it's been following her around for so long, and she kind of wants to talk it out and all of that. So I give this book 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad by any means. I just felt like Knox and Maddie could have gone about ways very differently. I felt like it was kind of like they were kind of immature. They didn't want to talk about it. They kind of just wanted to like skip over that conversation, but I wish that conversations were had. And our main man Knox, he always did this thing that really bothered me, where he would tell her like, yes, I'm fine, but since we're in his head, there would be like his inner monologue that says, yeah, no, I'm not fine. So I'm just kind of like, if you're a grown man, like, why aren't you just communicating that with her? But yeah, so it was a very long-winded story about this one event that they needed to get over but would never talk about. So I didn't really like how it was handled that way, but I did like their romance if they had just like got it all out on the table sooner. The next book I read was Shot Taker by Stacy Lynn. This is a book that follows Max and Kim. Max is a hockey player who is injured, so he takes a vacation to go to his brother's wedding on an island. Kim is a very strong-willed, tunnel-focused on her career lawyer who is also on this island for the wedding because she is cousins with the bride. So basically, things happen. They're the only single ones in the like wedding party. It's a great time. So I give this book 5 stars. I really loved Max and I loved Kim. I thought they were great together. You could really see their connection. They were very like good together. You could tell that they were very comfortable around each other and their romance really developed. I guess it developed pretty quickly, but it's fine. Their banter and the way that they bounced off of each other was so fun. I also really liked that it was like a vacation getaway sort of romance in the midst of like a wedding. So that was also super fun. You got some beach scenes. You got lots of fun. Yeah, so overall I enjoyed it. If I would have like one critique, I did give this book 5 stars, but if I had just like one little thing I would change is I wish that there was a little bit more of the hockey in it, because I read other books from this series where like hockey was like more prominent for the guy, but I guess you can't really do that when he's injured, so that makes sense. But yeah, I did miss the banter of the team, like the hockey team. But to make up for that, Max did have a lot of brothers, so you kind of seen like the family aspect there too. So overall, lots of fun. And then the last book that I read was Sinbin by Tegan Hunter. And this is also a hockey romance. This is a forbidden love age gap romance. I believe it's a 10-year age gap, but she's like 28, I think. I'm like almost positive. So yeah, so these two characters, they had a bit of history, kind of like a one-night stand situation, before they realized that they were kind of working together. So our man, Smith, plays on the hockey team, and our main girl, Amelia, is like the social media manager type of person. So they don't work directly with each other a lot until this book where Amelia is set on doing this assignment that requires for her to spend a lot of time with Smith, and they need to figure out how to do that. So I give this book 5 stars. Literally loved this book. It was so much fun. This book also had like a very fun side character sort of mix because of the hockey team with Smith, and I felt like Amelia was just so fun. Smith is just great. I thought he was a great guy. I love their connection together. There was a lot of history. Smith was also very mature because he is older, so he knew what he wanted but didn't quite know how to get there in the end. But in the end, they did figure it all out together, and I very much enjoyed it. Since they were spending so much time together, there's obviously some spice that comes into play, but it was just so much fun. I loved it. That is it. That is all the books that I read in the month of July, which I think is very successful considering 2 weekends out of the month I was like completely busy on top, or like with people in town, and then I also had like work and stuff. So very successful month. I'm very proud of my reading. If you read any of these books or added any of these books to your TBR, let me know. I would love to chat. But that's it from me today. So you can like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you like all of my socials to follow me anywhere else are in the description as always. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!